Hey there, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a super exciting video. I'm so pleased to be filming this for you guys. And it's actually, as you can see from the title, a whole bunch of mini reviews of fragrances that I'd never smelled before, except for one that I had that's right at the end. But these were all lovely decant gifts from one of you guys, a subscriber that wished to stay anonymous, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it every time you guys reach out over email or on Instagram to send me stuff. It's so sweet, and these were some great fragrances. So I have been playing around with them for some time now. I made it a point to finish none of the decants because I wanted to be able to film this video, but now that I filmed it, I am gonna go ham because there are a lot that I'm in love with. She knew me well. I'm so surprised how well you guys like figure me out over these samples, and you just like know my vibe. So we're gonna go through them. I'm gonna say a little bit about each scent and whether or not I would purchase a full bottle. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. So I have sprayed all 9, I think there's 9, on like little parts on my skin about 10 minutes ago, so I could have them all ready to go, but I also have them ready here so I can smell them out of the decant. So we're gonna start with my favorite of all of them. Without a doubt, like I said, I have been playing around with them for quite some time. And above all others, if I had to just purchase one, this is what I'd get. So this is Not a Blue Bottle 1.5. I was not really aware that like each of the different 1.3, 1.4 and everything smelled so different from one another, but they do. And I'd never smelled 1.5. I don't think I've ever smelled any of them, but I'd never really seen 1.5 around. And when I looked it up and saw the price, I was like, ooh, I am not looking forward to this. So I was hoping I wouldn't like it, but it ends up being my favorite. So this has a lot of ozonic notes. It has aldehyde, citrus, floral notes, ambroxan, mineral notes, and musk. What I have to say is it does have an element of Infusion d'Iris by Prada, but this is a like quintessential musky, like clean powdery scent that just resonates with me. You guys know that's my vibe, but every once in a while, like there'll be one that just has a little je ne sais quoi that kind of sets itself apart. It's the kind of scent where I want to bathe myself in. And I have the least amount of the decant. I'm like right down here on this one, which is so unfortunate because like I said, the bottle is about 265 or something that I saw quickly online. It is, I don't think it's very mineral-like because I know that's not everyone's jam and that might scare off some people, but I just feel like the powderiness of this isn't, it's not like laundry-like or makeup-like. It has like a freshness to it that I think is maybe like represented by the ozonic notes and the mineral notes, but it doesn't get like metallic on the skin, because I know that's a turn off. It's not my favorite either, but I know some people are really sensitive to that, and I wouldn't say that this crosses into that territory, so you won't have to worry. I love it. I think it's stunning. The person who sent me these already knows it's my favorite, so yeah, goes without saying right off the bat I wanted to start with my favorite, but there are some other gems in here. So of course that one's fully worth the bottle. It's the kind of fragrance where I probably would pay full price honestly as well, but I am keeping an eye out if I can find it on a deal or if I can ask for it for a gift for whatever holiday or birthday is coming up next. I will keep my eyes out for that one. Then we get to one that I believe is a lot more affordable, and that's Ombre Ruby. I'm gonna put the names obviously like I usually do in the houses because these don't have the houses written on them and I didn't write them all down, but This one's a little higher on my arm, and this has a lot of notes. So this has rhubarb, apple, mimosa, bergamot, water jasmine, orange blossom, black currant, violet leaf, Madagascar, vanilla, iris, coconut, stearax, and cedar. What I will say about this one is it's really like equally as stunning as Not a Blue Bottle 1.5, but it's a little bit more mass appealing. I feel like I love them both. I don't know, like I love them both equally because they're both so beautiful, but I think this one's more generally appealing. It's a little bit more, because it still has a powderiness to it, but it's more mass appealing. That's the kind of way I can put it. Whereas if you aren't super into powdery scents, I think you'll have a harder time with Not a Blue Bottle 1.5. However, the sillage on Ombre Ruby I think is really beautiful, and it's a lot stronger, and when I'm like moving around my arms, this is the one out of all of them that stands out the most in terms of sillage. I think it projects quite well for being not a like powerhouse scent. I mean, it doesn't have really deep like oud or incense, like those kinds of notes where you think they're going to be super grounding and strong. It actually does project quite well, and the few times I've worn it, I've found myself like really enamored by this sillage, and that is like a really nice feeling to have. So 100% still full bottle worthy for me. I would definitely pick that one up. Then third, I was so excited to try this one. This is Honey and Crocus by Jo Malone. It was in that collection that had like very earthy, like kind of stone-like bottles. I never saw them in person. They were limited edition. They're like gone forever, but thankfully she sent one over. So this has honey, crocus, which is a type of flower, lavender, and almond milk. It's supposed to be very lactonic, and I completely agree. It does really smell like you're taking a milk bath and you're using like a really expensive like milk bath melt or like bubble bar or whatever you're using. Like it really does smell like honey almond bath products, but like an expensive honey almond bath product. So I feel very comforted by this scent. Like I feel it's very soft, and the honey isn't sickly or sweet, like super sweet or super sour, and it's not waxy. I feel like it's very milky and just like a bath product would be. So I love it. I mean, it is 100% full bottle worthy in my case. However, this is the kind of thing where like I don't expect to find this. Unfortunately, I don't expect to find any of the collection ever. If you've got them and you don't want them and you want to send them my way, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. But it's the kind of collection where like I never saw it in person. I doubt I'm going to now that it's no longer being sold. So I'm just really happy to be able to try it out because I think it's a stunning scent, but definitely full bottle worthy. And if you've got it, enjoy it. Then we've got Muska Freezer, and this has raspberry leaf, aldehydes, freesia, lily, peony, cyclamen, musk, suede, and teakwood. And this one is quite light. I liked it though. Like it was really hard to pick ones that I didn't. I think I will have some like in quite a little bit, but this one had. It was nice to me, but I don't know if it would be full bottle worthy the way that the first three completely stood out. The first three I was like, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. This one, probably because I'm not the biggest fan of freesia. Freesia always gives me like Bath & Body Works freesia bubble, or not bubble, Bath & Body Works freesia body wash. But this is obviously way nicer than that scent. But yeah, I like it. It's kind of a floral mixture scent. I think the aldehydes and muskiness and like soft woods make this more wearable and nice in my opinion, but it just didn't have as much as what the first three had in my opinion. So I like it, but it's not a love. The first three were definitely loves for me. All right, so the next one is Omega, and Omega was an interesting one because this has a lot of different notes than we've seen so far. So this has vanilla, iris, leather, cumin, incense, violet, rosewood, oud, white musk, jasmine, cedar, and precious woods. And this was the first one where I was like, I like it, but I don't see myself needing a full bottle. And the reason for that is I feel like it's a nice scent, but part of what is good about decants and sampling and all that stuff is that you can kind of filter out the likes from the loves and the decants from the full bottle worthies. And had I just bought this like blind based on the notes, I think I would have worn it a couple times. I think I even would have enjoyed it, but it would have kind of sat there. And obviously there's a lot of my collection that does sit there from time to time because there's a lot of fragrances, but that's the luxury of getting to decant is I know that this isn't the kind of scent that I need a full bottle of. It's not very strong on the vanilla. I get no oud whatsoever, which is interesting because I'm quite familiar with that note and it's quite distinctive. And I feel like if it's in something, you can usually smell it, you can pick it out. I don't get any of that. I don't know if it's just me, if you're familiar with this, but I get zero oud. What I do get is kind of like this irisy leather. It's not super like strong on the leather where it gets like burnt rubbery, which I do enjoy. And it's more of like a dark, like vanilla incense. It's not very sweet on the vanilla either. So I feel like this is pretty unisex in my opinion. And it is nice, like I'm definitely gonna wear it, but this was the first one where I was like, even more than Musk Freezer, I was like, I don't think I need this one per se. So I will not be searching to get a full bottle of that. All right, so the next one we get to a Tom Ford fragrance that you guys have actually asked me about, and that's Solei Neige. I'm familiar with Solei Blanc a lot more than Solei Neige. I don't even know if I'd ever smelled this before this one, but this has bergamot, carrot seeds, orange blossom, white flowers, jasmine, rose, benzoin, vanilla, and labdanum. I have to say I do like it. I find that it didn't like completely disappear within half an hour the way some Tom Ford fragrances can do. I think it's outperformed Solei Blanc on my skin, but I don't own it. I'm just going based off of samples. And I do feel like this isn't like a super, because neige obviously means snow, but I don't think this is like a super wintry take on that summery Solei fragrance, but I do think it's got some like grit to it. I'm always intrigued by carrot seed as a note. I've seen it in a couple of fragrances and I can't say that I don't think I'm familiar enough for like being able to pick that out. Whatever it is, I enjoy this combination. I feel like it toes the line between having some type of what I'm going to call grit to it, but still remaining bright and fresh and having, you know, a beachy feel to it, but it's not sunscreeny or, I don't know, it's not too beachy or too airy. So I really do like that one. In terms of full bottle worthy, in terms of a scent, I think it is, but I'm quite picky with which Tom Fords I get. Obviously, you might be able to see these two up there, from the like more expensive side of the line, only because I feel like I want to try to find them on a deal if they're not going to really perform that well on the skin. And both of these I found on a deal. So if I find that one on a deal, then scent wise, 100%, I think it's full bottle worthy. Then we've got, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Byzance. I'd never heard of this one before at all. This has pear, bergamot, neroli, rose, heliotrope, freesia, vanilla, musk, and blonde woods. I actually really ended up liking this one. I feel like it's not, I'm actually gonna spray it again. Yeah, it's got like this, I'm going through a fruity fragrance phase lately. I might have mentioned it in another video, but I am, and I feel like this is a really nice take on a fruity opening. Like it's not, I really enjoy when a fragrance can be fruity or can have like a very like fruit forward composition, but not be body splash youthful. Like I like when they can make a fruity fragrance, which maybe is just how I viewed it, but I used to view like super fruity fragrances as being very youthful and kind of just young and not really super sophisticated. And I don't think this is like extremely fruity. It's got some really nice florals in there. It's a little sweet with that vanilla, but the opening I think is quite fruity, and I do really like it. Like I feel like it's mature, not mature in like, I don't want to say that to scare anyone off, but I feel like it's sophisticated a lot more than like a fruity opening with like pear and bergamot could be. So I really liked it. I think it is, again, like I did not do enough research on the house or anything, or that fragrance. So I'm not really sure about the price situation, but I like it enough where if I like it as much once I finish that fragrance, like I will pick that up. In my opinion, I'd rather get this prayer fragrance than La Belle. La Belle for me was just, it was doing too much, and it did kind of, I sampled that one too, and it was kind of, I don't know, kind of after a while, not really, I couldn't see myself needing a full bottle of that. I would much prefer to get Byzance. Then the second last one is Beach Walk. Now I made a mistake at the beginning of the video. I've actually tried the last two, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about them. Beach Walk is by Maison Martin Margiela. I actually, and this might surprise you, I love beachy fragrances. I love summery fragrances. You guys have seen 2 top 10 videos on summery fragrances. I don't know what it is about Beach Walk. I've never liked it. I've never wanted it. It just does not impress me. This has lemon, bergamot, pink pepper, coconut milk, ylang ylang, heliotrope, musk, benzoin, and cedar. I think what really put me off to this is I hold Maison Martin Margiela on a little bit of a pedestal, not a very high one, but I hold them on a pedestal of, especially their whole replica line, and I feel like this is just kind of like a bootleg Beach by Bobbi Brown or Fireside by Bond Number 9, but not as good as either. But very like similar enough where if you've got both, you don't need this. And I wouldn't hold maybe another house to that level where I'd be like, oh, whatever, it's their take. But I feel like they could have gotten more interesting with Beach Walk. Also because Beach Walk and the whole composition for that scent, or like the story behind of what they were replicating, is the kind of like boardwalk by a beach. I feel like they could have brought in some super nice gourmand notes, something that was, I don't know, like funnel cakes and cotton candy, and just like replicate that whole idea more than just kind of like a copper tone sunscreen type of feel. So anyways, that's my take on Beach Walk by Maison Martin Margiela. And then the last one, again, is one that I've tried, and I have another decant of it that I got from Royalty Scents. So I'm really happy to have any more, and it's another Tom Ford. This is Bitter Peach. I've talked about Bitter Peach before. This has peach, blood orange, cardamom, heliotrope, rum, cognac, davana, jasmine, patchouli leaf, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka, cashmeran, benzoin, stearax, labdanum, and vetiver. A whole lot of notes. I adore this scent. It is 100% full bottle worthy in my opinion. I think it's delicious. I think it's like a very dark take on a peach scent. It's a little bit liquor based. It's not too, like, it doesn't get like a fuzzy peach kind of scent, but it's like a sexy peach scent. I love it. I actually don't think it's bitter. I think it's kind of, I would have probably called this more of like drunken peach in my opinion. I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. I know that this kind of started out when it first came out and there was a lot of hype, and then there was a lot of hype about it not being worth the hype. And I mean, to each their own. I think the price is obviously a deterrent for a lot of people, me included. I haven't gotten the full bottle, but I mean, this is by far the #1 fragrance by Tom Ford where I would even pay full price. Like, it's at that level where I just love it. And obviously it's personal opinion, but in my opinion, it's just like a really nice, boozy, like dark vanilla peach, a little bit spiced. Like, I think it's stunning, and I feel like it's 100% signature scent worthy. It'd be the kind of scent where if I had to start all over and they were like, you need to just pick one fragrance, this would be a contender, which I should do a video about, like, fragrances from my collection that if I had to, I couldn't just pick one, but maybe like a top 10 or top 5 or something. You guys let me know. But if I had to pick a fragrance where I only wear that every day until the end of time, there are certain ones in my collection where they stand out and I'm like, okay, I could probably do this. I would obviously suffer no matter what, but this is up there. Like, I love this scent. I absolutely love it. It's so unique. And to me, it is 100% worth the hype. So those are all the lovely decants that I was sent. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love making them. I love having a whole bunch of goodies to go through. So let me know in the comments below which one of these fragrances you've tried or that you'd like to try, especially if you've tried Not a Blue Bottle 1.5. And I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on Bitter Peach, because I feel like it can go either way. So yeah, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye.